Tell me one athlete right now that's been dominating the game for 16 years straight without a loss. Tell me one. Tell me just one.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. Today, Adrien Broner returns to the ring against Carlos Molina. This is one of those fights where I'm kind of like, does he really need to make a comeback? He won't go nowhere, he just lost the match. Ade?
He needs a comeback. No, he doesn't need a comeback. His ego needs a comeback. Look, it's a weird fight. It really is. It's almost the way Adrien. I always feel sorry for fans more than anyone. The way Adrien Broner talks, he almost talks like he's ready for King Kong. The people behind him know he's not ready for King Kong. Hence why you get a Carlos Molina. Carlos Molina is a small lightweight that's moving up now to light welterweight. Had a fight with Khan, got stopped in the 10th.
Yeah,
Got stopped in the 10th. And now Broner's fighting him.
I can't remember who was points or was it 10th?
No, definitely 10th. Diaz was points.
Yeah. The thing about this fight here now, again, Adrien Broner, I used to like the show. I thought it was quite entertaining, but then he got a little out of hand. And if anyone saw my last video, with Adrien Broner for his fight on Madonna, I predicted that his lifestyle's going to fall out of control and he's going to get hurt. I never predicted he would lose, but I said he might get dropped, he might get hurt because he's not focusing on his game. And now he's come back and he still seems to be not focusing on his game. And for a guy in his position where he's got the opportunity with Al Heyman, Golden Boy, being young, being fresh, being the younger brother of Floyd Mayweather apparently, he could do something, but he's not. This fight at 140 doesn't really mean anything for Adrien Broner.
See, Adrien Broner's weight is almost like Adrien Broner's problems in the ring and outside the ring. No one's not quite sure what it is. No one's not sure how good he is. Look, he's a good fighter. We're not going to knock him and say he isn't. He's gone from 135, went up to 147, had 2 fights, now down to 140.
Went to 130.
Sorry, 130
to 135.
135, 147, 140. He's what, 23 years old?
Yeah.
He's moving weights like that. At such a young age. He's not going up steady and slowly but surely put on the weight. He seems to be fluctuating, and that's like his performances. Look, he didn't put too bad a performance up against Mananaji, and he didn't put too bad a performance up against Maidana. He underrated Maidana. We saw that, and we saw what happened. I don't think he needed this warm-up fight. Yeah. I don't know what weight he needs to go at. It's definitely not 147, but I would like to have seen him go against someone big at 140, not Molina.
Okay, you see, here's the problem when you get someone like Adrien Broner, or you get promotional teams that over-evaluate your overall skill set. Because you got Broner, who's a 3-8 world champion now, believe it or not, 3-8 world champion, but he's fighting people that are not contenders.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfair to the sport, it's unfair to the fans, it's unfair to the boxers in a sense. You've got credibility on a higher level which you do not deserve. Not take anything away from Molina because he's a good fighter, he's a good small fighter, doing his own thing. But Molina's been inactive since the Khan fight, which was over a year ago. He's coming back strictly for a payday against a guy who is supposedly bigger than him, stronger than him.
Way bigger.
A three-time world champion, and you're an inactive guy.
Yeah.
I mean, does it really make it a fair fight or a competitive fight or a fight you really want to see?
No, you're right, and I think that's the biggest thing you said there is that Broner's a 3-weight world champion. Yeah. A 3-weight world champion who had a loss. He didn't get knocked out. Yeah, he got put down, but he didn't get knocked out. He had a point decision and a close point decision loss to Maidana.
And he was coming at the end.
It was coming at the end. Do you need a warm-up fight like this? To me, you chuck him straight back in. I don't think it's Broner. I think Broner talks the way he talks because I think he's very confident. He wanted Maidana rematch. We know he was upset with Mayweather for taking it. He wanted that straight away to kind of avenge that. Maybe it wouldn't have been a good thing to him straight Maidana, but I'd like to have seen him go against someone a lot more competitive. And again, like Ryan said, not taking anything Molina. Molina's a good fighter. But it's what Khan did with him. He's a small guy. Broner's a big guy.
Now, you look at 140 right now, and it's a very good division, yeah? But what I like about 140 right now, you still got a lot of young guys that are former champions that no longer at their peak no more.
Yeah.
Now, they might be a little more risky, but fans on the undercard or the major event of the year would rather have, say, a Kendall Holt, who's not been really too active, former 2-time world champion, could punch a bit, could do a couple of things, but you'll make Broner the favourite in that fight, but it's a more desirable matchup. It's a little bit of a test, it's a little bit of a warm-up, it's more than a showcase.
Yeah, you got to look at Broner's last 3 fights. His last 3 fights have been Gavin Rees, the tiniest 135 guy in the world, Mananaji, not a power puncher, and Maidana, a completely flat-footed guy. He hasn't really fought anyone competitive in the last 3 fights. I'm not sure that Golden Boy... I'm not sure what Golden Boy think about him. That's what I'm trying to say. You see who they put Amir Khan with. Amir Khan's coming back and he's fighting Lewis Glasgow. He's getting straight in. Broner, I'm not convinced they think he's actually as good as they think he is. He is really, really, really reminding of Andre Berto in terms of all the hype, and now people are not too sure anymore.
In my opinion, Broner's last 3-4 fights since the fight when he fought
Ponce de Leon?
That's a good question. Mostly Ponce de Leon or who used to beat for the title, 8th round stoppage. One for it. Yeah. Anyway, whoever that was, I can't remember who it was now. Those are the only two people he's actually fought that were ranked over top 5 in the world. Yeah. Everyone he's fought has been the lower half of the top 10 rankings.
And Archie said it.
Yeah, the lower half of the time. He's not really getting what he's supposed to be doing. And then what makes it worse on top of that is that it's the marquee event of the year. So you've got 3 fights we all know about right now. We've got Mayweather fighting a showcase fight. Yeah. Broner fighting a showcase fight. So Amir Khan's the main event.
Yeah, no, you're right. Amir Khan is the main event. People are looking more forward to Amir Khan versus Luis Collazo.
You get 3 of the biggest names in the sport. Arguably, especially in America, Broner's a bigger name than Khan. Yeah. But the smaller name is the main event, and the 2 biggest names, they're for a paycheck.
I like Broner. I like Broner. There's a lot to like about him, his skill set. The problem with Broner that his skills don't quite yet match up to his mouth. I don't mind, me and Ryan are slightly different in the sense that I don't mind what you do outside the ring. I mean, all of the greats have had problems outside the ring. Sugar Ray Leonard had problems, we know that, with drug abuse use. De La Hoya's probably had problems. Mayweather, Tyson. It doesn't stop you if you're that good. It slows you down a bit, there's no two ways about it. It doesn't stop you if you're that good. I'm not convinced Broner is that good. That's my thing for me with Broner right now. I'm not convinced he is. Again, he's still young. We'll give him that. But they've given him titles. And they've given him all this kind of, Floyd Mayweather young junior tag. You're not living up to it, and I don't think you're that good, and I don't think you are going to live up to it.
Here's the problem with Broner. It's not that you can't make mistakes. It's not that you can't live your life and be a young man, what he is. But when you're still developing your craft, still learning about the game, still learning about yourself, still learning to be a man in a sense. He's only 23 years old, as you said. I mean, it is a different ball game for him right now. And I'm trying to say he's got the opportunity now to be he has the opportunity to be a Hall of Famer, to be a multi-millionaire, to do a lot of other things and live a great life 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line. But he's risking it all for other things. And that's what I'm concerned with outside the ring. It's not saying that he can't be himself, but it's about holding it down, slowing your roll a bit, learning and making things better for yourself and the future instead of losing it all right now.
Is there one good thing they've made in terms of this fight, in the sense that this fight is at 140? Is that the one tick on the box in terms of this fight being at? I think he's not powerful enough as he thought. I think he will grow into the 147 and possibly even 154. Not yet. Is 140 a good thing?
No, I think there's quite a few good things about the fight. I don't want to talk about negative. 140 is a good thing for the fight. 2, he's not shying away. Most people kick a loss and come back and don't want to come back and they stay inactive for a long time. Yeah. He's coming back quite a good turnaround.
Guerrero, for example.
Yeah, Guerrero's a good example. Lost one fight, disappeared for a year.
I ain't seen him yet. Yeah. No one knows where he is.
Where's his
to be seen.
Yeah.
But on the back of milk cartons.
So, Broner's doing a good thing when turning around. He's got his little show back on about billions. I saw a video of him on Worldstar Hip Hop not long ago talking about another sexual encounter. So he's back on the scene. So
he's not shying away.
Yeah, he's not shying away. So it's showing good, positive things for himself. But like I said, I would expect more from a young 3-time world champion.
Okay, so look, in terms of summing this up, is it just a case of Carlos Molina is this one of those fights where it is such a set-up fight, it's scary? Or does Carlos Molina, in terms of him being durable, in terms of him being, I don't know what else, tough, does he have any chance whatsoever to cause the upset again, or is it just a case of Broner runs through him?
Molina's game. You know his game. You know he's going to try. He's going to do the best he can. But being inactive, being with a superior athlete and superior boxer with superior size and firepower, just not going to bode well for him. I mean, I'm not saying Broner will blow him out quickly, but I don't expect the fight's going to go 12 rounds.
I agree. I'm going to agree with Ryan on this one as well. I don't expect this fight to go 12 rounds. Look, Mayweather's coming to the end of his career. No matter what people say, he's probably got a year, 2 years left. Broner's the guy they thought was going to be the pay-per-view cash cow coming up. They don't want him to lose again. This is a set-up fight. I've ever seen a set-up fight in my life. This is one right here. When they go 12, I don't expect it to. I expect Broner to kind of school him. Almost Gavin restart and probably take him out late rounds. Maybe 7, 8, 9 possibly. But guys, what do you think? Are we just completely writing off Molina here? Are we true? Is it a set-up fight? What do you think for Broner? Does he start 140? Where does he go from here? He's probably going to fight at the end of May. Probably might fight again in September. Does he fight a champion? Or does he move up to 147 again? Tell us what you think. Leave your comments below. Email us at
BoxTalk@hotmail.co.uk.
And guys, don't forget as well, for all the latest reviews and everything on the sport we love, check out ringnews24.com, a really good up and coming British site. And thanks again for tuning in for another edition of Box Talk.